Alrighty, what's up, guys? So let's go ahead and go over my oil trade and then gold. We'll just like a recap on it, even though I didn't take any trades on it today. So let's go over the higher time frame here. So if you go to the higher time frame, we're on the weekly chart here. We can see a sequence that is familiar. Right, this is SMT break reversals. So when SMT breaks, it can be the trigger for reversals. This is something you will learn in my next YouTube video on asset synchronization. Which, like I said, dude, I really want to put this out very soon. I just have like a couple more things I want to add to it, and I'm just being fucking lazy. And I just like, guys, Figma. I don't think you guys understand. Like, Figma is the most annoying shit ever. You have to go and like hand put these things together. You have to be creative with how you order everything. You have to be creative with how you create the slides. Like, guys, I have no one to reference. Like, I have no one to copy because I'm telling you, I created the whole fucking shit. So it's like really annoying. It's like I have to use my brain and like, oh my god, it's just like gives me a fucking headache, guys, making videos. It really fucking does. I'm not meant for this shit. I'm really not. I'm meant to trade and just yap, not do all this shit with Figma stuff. So that's why it takes me 3 months because I keep putting it off, guys. Literally. Like I have no one. If I had someone to copy, I could get it done really easily. You know what I'm saying? But I don't. I wish I did. I don't. So, anyways, SMT break reversals. I've taught this before, but now I have slides for it. I've actually had slides for this, but these are the slides for my SMT Asset Sync Part 2 video. So this is when you have SMT, right? And it breaks. So here is the SMT breaking, and when it breaks, this is the trigger for reversal, right? Slash retracements. But it's best when you're viewing this within a triad, and that weakest asset, right, is actually holding an SMT, so it doesn't break the SMT, right, with the leading asset, right? So that's what we have here. You can see that HO over here, it took out the 23rd low, which is actually a swing point on CL and RB over here, right? It's an SMT right here. So we actually print this on the 6th, this candle here, but it's not reverse, obviously. So if it isn't reverse, what does that mean? The next weakest asset should break the SMT. So when it breaks the SMT, right, that is the trigger for a reversal, right? And you can see this asset over here, which is the strongest one, is actually holding the SMT, right? So it looks like this. Looks exactly like this, does it not? So that's like the overall narrative here. So for being bullish, you can see that the opposing side of that range was clearly not manipulated, right? Clearly not manipulated. So we know that overall that we should probably break this SMT, right? Now this is the weekly time frame, so you're gonna have bearish days within this and stuff like that. So you're gonna see at the end of the week on Thursday and Friday, we actually had a counter move, right, back into the range. So we, trading this gap here on Friday. So this is what I mean by Mondays can be one-sided, because what do we do here? So although the previous week technically did expand, or it had like a bullish week pretty much. If I look at these other assets, they're pretty bullish, right? Bullish. RB is definitely bullish, right? Definitely bullish. The difference is what Friday does within that candle, right? So remember what I talked about? I literally just said this, dude, like in my last recap, because it's crazy. Like it repeats, right? Like what did Friday do? It actually printed the new phase of price already, right? So that means that Friday could continue, or Monday could continue. So Friday already created the SMT with the gap, as you can see. Right, so there's only two things to do now. It's either we just continue as a candle 3 on Monday, or we like sweep this low out, essentially, like that, pretty much. If you want to continue from this range, because this is the only relevant low, like there's really nothing else within this whole like range, right? That's really the only thing you can do. So we actually gap lower, so it's not even a real sweep when you do this shit. It's not really. It just gaps basically to the low pretty much, but it does create SMT there, which again, I'm not even gonna deem to be like that relevant, honestly. Like I wouldn't trade this SMT, for example. Like I'm not gonna trade it at PM session, right? But when I come into the charts, this is what I see. Just like all the other assets, they all expand away from Asia pretty much, and they expand very far away from the current daily open. So that means that there really is no, it's going to be very, very hard for price to trade back to the current low of day, especially when you have such a large wick. Like the larger wick you have, the less likely it is to trade into this low, right? So yeah, Monday can definitely make sense to expand. We are doing that. We already did it. So yeah, there's really no way we're going to return back to here. It's very unlikely, right? So you actually have an SMT here, right? But we create that essentially because obviously this asset was stronger. We're way close to this high than these other assets, like way closer. But what do all assets do, guys? They all create an expansion candle on the daily time frame. And obviously all assets are making this really deep run back to the open, which is not ideal. But it does create a PSP here. So if you can see, this is a bearish candle. This is a bullish candle. Right, so this alone is not enough because there's no key level. But the low of this 4-hour candle is a 30-minute swing point. So that is a key level. So when you create SMT there, right, you're creating a continuation PSP, right? Right there. Right? So I'm not really looking for price to break this SMC today. It's not happening, dude. Like the daily range is already huge. This is why I didn't even really think that New York was high probable on any market. It's because the day already expanded very largely, right? It's like, it's just, that's just not high probable typically, right? When the day already expands, it's really not. So I'm looking for a scalp here, right? So here you get your two-stage continuation PSP. The reason why I picked CL over all the other markets is because of this right here. It's because this strengthens PSP. So here you have a bullish candle. Here it's bearish, right? So there you go. Like I'm looking to trade this little universal model basically. We took out this candle's low. I want to take the candle's high. I'm low-key trading CRT right now. No, I'm playing. But yeah, we just simply take out the low of this little range. I want to target this little range. I just didn't think it was possible to trade all the way up here. So I don't really care to do that and hold that trade. I'm now trading on the accounts that I took a break even on in Asia session where I did not partial. So yeah, I'm basically just shooting a trading day like on this little last range. So yeah, so I go to lower time frame, play price a little bit forward. This little CST right here is what I take. And look at, when I take this trade at around 1042, look at the other markets right now. Look what they're doing. They've already expanded very violently, right? So this is a good thing, right? This is a very good thing to see. Although I'm trading the weakest asset here, they're all reversing, guys. They're all reversing. We have a structured PSP. They're typically all going to expand. So this is a really good thing to see. It's like that term people use, foreseen distribution. It's like the same thing, right? The correlated markets are telling you they're already making the move, right? Yeah, this is pretty nice. Yeah, I just took it off there, bro, for around 4R. So although it's a very small range, because my stop loss is pretty small, I get 4R out of it. So not even bad, right? Pretty sick for a scalp. But yeah, I did not hold or nothing like that. It did get to this high, actually, the current high of day on these other markets. But yeah, I don't really care about that. Now let's cover gold. I actually liked gold the most coming into 10 a.m. So coming into 10 a.m., I liked it the most. Because, let's go on the daily. Friday, we print this reversal candle. This is Friday's closer here. Bearish reversal candle from this gap. As you can see over here. it's trading into these highs here. Now, this is not a swing point necessarily on the daily chart, but this is a bullish candle. So you have I would just call it a one-stage SMT, honestly. I actually traded, you see this wick right here? Like I traded on gold, basically. I'm trading this wick, basically. Anticipation of forming a reversal candle. Here's why you can do this. Let's take a look at the weekly candle development. So as you see this weekly candle, very large wick on both assets. So what does that mean? When we create SMT with the current high of the week, what can this candle not do? It cannot expand beyond the current high of the week because of the large wick to the downside. So an SMT here with the current high of the week is highly likely to cap off the weekly range or the daily range, right? Because that's what's creating the SMT. So coming back to the daily range makes a lot of sense. So that's why I traded these expansion candles lower back into the daily range on Friday. So there's your like trader cap for Friday's trade. There's a logic to it. Very, very logical. But on the closure of that day, it creates a PSP. So you could actually trade Monday continuation, right? So this idea where you can't anticipate Monday or something, absolute bullshit. You can a lot of times, bro. It's like any day. So here you have daily, universal models, right? Potential confirmations. But when I look inside this candle, though, to actually see if it's reversal, especially on silver, it's not really looking that great, right? This looks like consolidation to me. It's just inside borrowing between one candle. It's not really a reversal to me. So sweeping the high out here is definitely a possibility for me, potentially, right? We don't do that. And we don't get any type of confirmation. Like this is absolute consolidation. So here's the daily opener here. It does nothing, dude. So there's no way to capitalize on this C3 that you see here, right? This is a C3. There's no way to capitalize on it. There's no key level within the previous day's range anyways. There's no key level in the previous day's range. It's kind of a hard one to even frame, right? So it is what it is. It kind of sucks, but yeah, no way to catch the high of day here. But for continuation, this is really nice. So clearly price is obviously reversing from the consolidation or the C2 that just wasn't looking very great. It is definitely reversing from it as all assets have expanded away very largely. And it's just like the same thing goes. I mean, look at this candle, very large range, right? Huge range on all assets really. So trading continuation makes sense, dude. It really does. The reason why I liked metals the most is because this retracement that you saw was not that deep, honestly. Like look at their retracement size, like this retracement here, if I show you like the hourly time frame. Like this retracement here. Like it's not even close to the high of day, right? When I look at NQ, you see how close it is? So you see how I like metals like the most out of like all of them, right? It's the best for sure. But the thing about metals here is I wanted to see an SMT fill with this 4-hour gap. And we didn't get it on any market, as you can see. Right, so I automatically just stopped looking at metals. I kind of just like stopped looking at metals. Because the other assets, like, indices and oil triad actually did form an SMT with the previous 4-hour candle. So I was kind of more interested in that. But this is definitely better framework because you actually do have a reason to continue past the current low of day because there's a close proximity draw on liquidity, right? So there's actually for sure a reason to continue lower. There's no SMT on any of the markets with that low. So this is by far the best framework for sure, but I just wish we had this freaking SMT fill, but it doesn't really matter. It is what it is. But yeah, that's why I love this framework the best. But when you look inside this gap here, this is all hindsight, by the way, but a lot of you guys did catch this, and it was valid. So when we actually traded this gap here, right, within this gap on lower time frame, there is a swing point within that gap. This hourly swing point within that gap, right? This is what creates SMT with, what price creates SMT with. Right, so you have this SMT here, SMT here. If you guys didn't know this, by the way, you guys see how this is close proximity SMT? Right, when you have close proximity SMT, a couple ways to trade it. This is also in my going to be in my video, right? If you have this close proximity SMT, right, between assets or whatnot, if you have a strength switch, it completely like negates that, right? Like it no longer matters at all, right? Now typically what you're seeing here is a little bit different scenario where like the middle asset is typically always the asset that is creating this close proximity SMT. But here we're pretty much just using gold and silver, so it's really a two assets Kraken correlation really. So you kind of have to dismiss this. But another way you would do that, by the way, if you have close proximity SMT, if you don't have a string switch, is just wait for the universal sequence, wait for price to show you that it's reversing, right? Just kind of like how we did here, right? We wouldn't trade this reversal to high day. We have the Kraken correlation, right? Kraken correlation here, Kraken correlation here. We have the Kraken correlation, but no real real nice signature, right? So a thing we would wait for is price to show us that it's reversing, creating gaps, right? Obviously, price is reversing, right? And it creates this gap here. Right? So we do have this SMT in the gap, and it's close proximity SMT. Like I mentioned, if you have that, you want a strength switch. So you guys see the strength switch right here? There you go, right? So very, very clean. And yeah, you can really trade this. And you could really trade this right here. So you can see this hourly candle's wick is pretty large, right? It's super large wick. You typically don't want to trade inside these candles. If you're going to trade inside a reversal candle ever, you want to do it at the very end of the candle. I've talked about this before. Because you're basically anticipating that this candle is going to be a reversal candle, and the next candle would expand away. It's like taking the first GxT basically, because you are taking the first GxT right here. But as you can see, there's only 10 minutes left in this candle. This next 5-minute candle opens up at 10:50. There's literally only 10 minutes left in the candle. That's typically exactly when you want to do it, like 15 minutes max, really. But if it's an hourly candle, yeah, definitely last 10 minutes, right? If it's a 30-minute candle, probably last 5 minutes. If it's a 4-hour candle, last 30 minutes, etc. Right? But typically, the closer to the end, the better, right? For sure. And it has to hit a key level, has to have SMT in order to actually frame a reversal candle, obviously, right? Because those are the things you need to frame a reversal. So that's what we have here. So this would have been absolutely valid to take right here. V shape on all assets. I definitely would take this shit right here. But yeah, I wasn't even looking at gold, bro. This is about when I took my trade on silver, or sorry, CL. I took it at 10:42. This happened at 10:50. So I was already in my trade anyways. So, but yeah, this shit just rocketed, bro. This was actually beautiful. For about 6R-ish or whatever, or whatnot. So yeah, that was really nice trade right there, honestly. Did not catch it, but a lot of you guys did. I mean, it's very nice. Like super, super nice. Super, super nice trade. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys are learning some things. I think these recaps are like the best thing I'd put out, honestly. I think it's the best way to learn. You get to see my full thought process, on how I break things from the top down rather than just covering like one concept, like maybe a YouTube video or something. It only covers one thing, right? But here I'm covering it all and showing you guys how to put together every single day with fresh PA from the current day, right? So yeah, hopefully you guys learn from these, the things I put out. Don't go and spend your money on courses. You guys don't need it. Honestly, dude, you guys can absolutely learn everything for free. You don't even need, when I come out with my mentorship, you don't even need to fucking pay for that shit, honestly. I'm going to put out plenty of free stuff. It's all going to, the information will all be out there. The only thing that separates a mentorship is, like, if you're going to go join a mentorship, for example, you're not going to learn anything new from anyone's mentorship, guys, that you need, right? I already taught it, and it probably came from me, so you don't even need to learn it. Like, you don't need to, you're not going to go and join, like, whoever and learn something new, probably. You're probably not, honestly. The only thing you get from mentorship is guidance, like answering questions, and really maybe live trading, right? Like that's really it. That's the only difference. Maybe a course, right? But the information I already put it all out there. It's all out there on YouTube if you want to learn from it. Um, dude, like, you guys are gonna see what I come out with soon for the free Discord. Like, you don't need to learn from anyone, or you don't need to pay me, or it's not like that. Completely free, guys. And yeah, this is probably these lectures that I do, like about on these lessons that I will do, like you know, profiling, for example, this week that I'm gonna do for you guys. You couldn't learn this stuff from any paid mentorship, you know? Like, this is like the best place to learn. Like, you guys don't need to go anywhere else. You guys are completely fine here, right? So yeah, hopefully you guys are learning stuff and finding this beneficial, because yeah, man, I just want to offer like free education for everyone. Um, yeah, man. So I really appreciate you guys. I really want to get this YouTube video out for you guys, man. Um, I was just working on this before I started doing these recaps. I forgot I had to do some recaps for you guys. So yeah, these are my trades that I took, guys. Didn't post them because they were just like not really post worthy. Like, I will record every single trade recap I take for you guys in here. But yeah, I don't post them all on like social media. But yeah, appreciate you guys for supporting me. We'll keep doing giveaways for you guys because you guys keep supporting me. So I really appreciate that. So yeah, hopefully you guys learned something, and see you guys tomorrow.